So, this is probably just gonna be a short talk topic. It's not really a big talk topic, and it's more like just kind of like a funny observation sort of thing. There's a comment that I saw recently that kind of like sparked this whole thing that I want to talk about. This is the comment. Honestly, the only reason Battle Cats has survived as long as it has is because it has strategy involved to make it interesting, but doesn't actually give you any of the information necessary to form a proper strategy, which inspires people to look online for stuff and get involved with the community. As stupid as I think it is, the fact that they don't give you any unit stats may have single-handedly started the whole BC community. What do you guys think about this? I don't know, actually fair enough, not even wrong, base, true. Yeah, I replied to the comments, I said that I 100% agree. Ironically, I think the lack of stats is exactly why BC community is as into the game as is. It's unfortunate, but it actually is how it is. The fact that BC gives you like no stats to work with, it essentially makes the player want to go online and look for stats, right? Because I think that's also how I basically discovered Battle Cats. It's that like, how many of you was exposed to like Battle Cats YouTube because you're searching how to beat EOC 3 Moon Bunbun? That's exactly what I did. Yep. I get stuck on Bunbun and I'm like, how the fuck do I beat this guy? Let me look up an online guide. Oh my god, there's like an intricate like treasure thing. There's like a way to like need shield? What the hell is that? There's like a community going on. Oh my goodness, I need like to ask people about this. I think the first stage that actually really got me into the Battle Cats community is Chubby B Goody. If you don't remember what that is, it's the first stage where you fight Kamel. That stage took like insanely forever if you don't know how to actually beat the stage. Looking up the fact that like, oh my god, there's like intricate strategies involved is what actually got me into the Battle Cats Reddit and eventually the Battle Cats Discord. Ufa's Craze Cat video, yeah, that's also another big one, isn't it? Mine was a sponsored video. Oh, if your first sponsored video, who was it? I still remember that I got into Battle Cats due to Robbie Reeby. Yeah, you're one of a kind on that. It's just that it's really funny how like the fact that the game has like very little information is what actually gets like the players together. You don't know how good a unit is. You don't know how to like judge a unit in general. That's why people search for like best Uber Cats ever, Battle Cats 2023, full meta, whatever, tier list and stuff like that, right? Because the game doesn't provide the stats to you. Things like BCU, the Battle Cats wiki, and all those jazz, I think might not actually exist if Battle Cats already have stats at the first place, because I think there's just no incentive to actually create them at the first place when you can just view everything in-game. But since you can't view those things in-game, I think some people are like, oh man, I gotta contribute to this community and I gotta make sure people actually know about these things. I feel like if these stats do exist in-game, things like the Battle Cats wiki, BCU, My Gamma Toto, the Battle Cats DB Speaker, all of these sort of stuff might not actually exist, and that also creates things like Catbot. If you have ever used like Discord Catbot, those sort of stuff are also created so that people can look up stats easier, and these sort of stuff probably wouldn't happen if you can already look up stats in game. There's already like a very good example of another game where this sort of thing happened, and you know what that is? It's Minecraft. I think Minecraft got like basically the exact same thing. You would look up things in Minecraft because the Minecraft game literally gives you nothing to work with. Very little. There's like very little context clues and all that stuff, but for the most part, you just have to learn everything by yourself. Especially back at the old days, where there's like no crafting book and all that stuff. It's like you have to look stuff up online. And I think that's also why the Minecraft community grows, because they have to. They're forced to grow. 10-year-old me looking up how to craft a fence, right? It's like you're exposed to like these communities, these people, these like resources like the wikis and YouTubers and all that jazz, like the community and everything, because you're forced to, because the game doesn't tell you. Like you have to do it. Unfortunately, that's just how it is, right? So it sucks that Battle Cats doesn't show stats, but ironically, it is what actually shapes the Battle Cats community as is. This may be an extreme comparison, but one thing that I could kind of... it's kind of like... Okay, this is a very extreme comparison, but it's kind of like imagining if you grow up to be like a successful, wealthy person, a very well-adjusted man with like a loving partner, a great friend, and all that stuff, because you have an amazing discipline and everything. You're a very disciplined man. you're very honest and everything, but the reason why you're so disciplined and why you're so honest and everything is because you got beaten up as a child. You understand what I mean? It's like, it sucks that you have to get beaten up as a child to go through these. You have to get like a PTSD from like getting the belt by your parents, but you grow up as a good person because of it. But wouldn't it be nice if you don't get beaten up by your parents as a child and still become like a well-adjusted person in the future? It sucks though. It sucks, but it does work, and that's probably why it sucks even more. And please don't beat your kids in the future. It's bad. Please try to find a way to improve your kids without beating them up, right? Lucas said to beat my child. No, please don't beat your child. Please, this is not advice. Do not beat your child, please. Sorry, son, Lucas knows best. No, my god. Years in the future, a whole generation gets fucked because I told people to beat their kids. That being said, as someone who's already pointed out, that doesn't excuse Enemy Dictionary being this shitty. Enemy Dictionary should still be fixed. Like, my main complaint about Enemy Guide is not about like the lack of enemies or anything, it's just that this is ugly. And this is terrible to search enemies for. Like, this is just bad UI. That's literally just it. It's just bad UI. The Battle Cats community is actually like very hardworking. There's not a lot of other games that has like the amount of resources we have is actually insane. The fact that we have so much resources. We have My Gamatoto for checking stats. We have Battle Cat Speaka for Japanese people checking stats. We have Catbot for Discord. The fact that we even have BCU with a whole ass program to emulate Battle Cats and to check stats and everything. It's like insane. The amount of work that the community puts is actually insane. But it all comes from the fact that this game refuses to give us stats. And the wiki people are a great example too. Yeah, it's like they put a lot of effort into like the update page that I showed earlier. Like every update page have already been like super clean and everything. It's really good looking. Like I generally don't care too much about like the strategies and all that stuff, but like look at that. Like these are like clean. I generally wouldn't really tell people to look at strategies on the wiki, but the fact that they made like these like clean UI to like for like lineup examples and everything, like this is you're putting in work for these sort of stuff. People really get together to make information to be as open as possible and to be unique and great looking as possible. It's amazing. It's weird. It's like the fact that this game is so dogshit at giving information actually builds our community. It's very interesting, but it's also pretty ironic and pretty unfortunate.